Okay, Sin's down, Shilva is clear. So first, we're going to cash in all these souls for more green bar. We should be able to reach 50 endurance. Nice. Good enough. If you have extra souls, you can dump into more endurance if you like. I don't want to get over-leveled in the demo. Alright, next we need to decide where to go. And for me, the clear choice is Eleum Loyce for two reasons. First is Frigid Outskirts. We want to prioritize taking down Lud and Zalin because once we're done with Frigid Outskirts, we no longer need the Old Knight Hammer. We invested 6 extra points into strength just for this hammer. So once we're done with it, we can reclaim those 6 levels for something useful at our next respec, which will be after Ivory King. Speaking of, the second reason is Ivory King. The Ivory King fight is by far the hardest part of this run. So now that we can reach what is more or less max power for it, I'd like to get it done as soon as possible. Some players might prefer to save Ivory for last. It does make for an epic finish to the run, and having a little extra green bar for the fight doesn't hurt. But I'm going to end on Alon instead. He also makes it for a great final boss, but without the stress of saving the toughest for last. But the choice is yours. Boss order is very flexible now, but either way, it still makes sense to target Frigid Outskirts sooner than later, so we can get those 6 levels back. Alright, so let's go to Eleum Loyce. Spells. We'll take Fog, because why not? Triple Yearn, this is important, and Homeward, also important. Homeward saves us a lot of time in Eleum Loyce, because it allows us to sprint through forlorn invasions that we otherwise have to clear a ton of enemies for. So, a bunch of Yearns and Homeward, that's the important thing here. And let's get to it. Ruined Fork Road, here we go. I'm going to set up RTSR here, but you could skip it, honestly. RTSR is not super important for what we're about to do. It's going to be a minor help for the Falconers we're about to clear, but not really important. You don't really need it at this point. We're very strong. And once we get to Eleum Loyce, this RTSR is only going to help us for a single enemy, and that's the dog in the building. And if you have Flynn's and your 2-hand and your Rapier, you don't even need that. So, not a big deal, but you could skip RTSR if you'd like, but it doesn't hurt. And we're trying to be extra safe, so might as well. Wait for that to tick down, and then we'll proceed through here just like before, earlier in the run. Snipe the archer first. Oh, nice. We can one-shot him with RTSR, which is very helpful. But again, RTSR is not strictly necessary for this part. If you're looking to save a bit of time, you could skip it here. Being able to one-shot the guys is very nice, though. Oh, he's shielding. Okay. Clear out this archer. I don't want to get shot in the back. Could probably just run through at this point, but we want to be extra safe. So we'll clear out these two. Doesn't take long. And then we'll just toss out a skull and run to Shrine of Winter. Here we go. Eleum Loyce is going to be a lot of running with a lot of Yearns. Yearn is extremely effective out here. Works on basically everything. And it's going to save us a lot of time. Alright. So first we're going to run up here and trigger the cutscene. You time it right, then you can avoid getting staggered by the wind. Not that it really matters. The wind is not a hit. But it's still nice. We're going to put on Flynn's Ring here to help with the dog we find it in the building, and also cat boots because there's going to be a small fall up ahead. Don't want to die to that. Flynn's Ring and cat boots, and let's go. You need to be a little deliberate about where you use your Yearns out here, where to time them, especially this next one coming up. We want to aim it out over the abyss, up into the wall over here. if you put it where this enemy might be able to reach it, then he can move into this little alleyway instead of just standing still and block your path, and that can be really bad. Sprint through here because there are some dogs. Dogs are not distracted by Yearn. They're one of the very few enemies in Eleum Loyce that Yearn doesn't apply to. Forlorn can invade here, by the way. Watch for that. Be ready with Homeward. But you probably won't need it. Okay, now we need to talk about the sniper enemies. This enemy here, his first shot can often target you instead of the Yearn. Same with this enemy up on the balcony on our left. He might target us, not the Yearn, with that first shot. Okay, he targeted the Yearn this time, that's good. There are a couple of enemies like that throughout Eleum Loyce. You gotta watch out for them. Don't just assume that your Yearn is doing what it should. Okay. Now for a little detour. There's a ring out here that we want, and it's pretty easy to get. Just Yearn and run up the stairs over here. We're going for the Dark Clutch ring. This will be handy when we switch to our Hex build in not too long. Also, this is what we wanted the cap boots for. We'll grab that ring and circle back around. No trouble. Okay, now this is the building with the dog. So our plan here is to Yearn up into the wall to distract the other enemies. We'll roll through the crates on the side. The dog will attack the box, and then we have to finish him off. You want to wait till he does his attacks so you don't get caught by any weird hitboxes. Right, another sniper enemy up ahead, by the way. This guy in the distance, he might target us, not the Yearn. Okay, we're good, we're good. Alright, now we just run to the bonfire, reset the enemies. Yeah, about that dog. If you have RTSR and Flins, you can get away with just one-handing there. It's probably safer to two-hand because you want to make sure you get him in one hit. And if you don't have RTSR and you get the clean two-handed shot with Flins, you can still kill him in one hit. So RTSR is optional. And now, we're going to Yearn and run some more. Could set up RTSR now, could set up later. We're not actually going to fight anything for a long while. There's only one enemy here that we need to worry about. That's going to be later. So I'll set up RTSR later on. Watch out for this enemy's first shot as well. Okay, we're clear, we're clear. Just keep them distracted by Yearns and you should have no trouble. We're going to watch out for this guy too. I want to preemptively Yearn here. This guy can sometimes target you at the beginning. You want to make sure you get the Yearn out ahead of time. There we go. Plenty of Yearns, don't be afraid to use them. And keep it moving. Another possible Forlorn here, but that's what Homeward is for. Let me just Yearn and run through this area. All clear. This will get us to the Eye of the Priestess, so that we can fight Aava. So we'll grab this. Now we can see the invisible enemies. And if you want to save some time, you could skip RTSR for this, but since we want to be extra safe, we'll go ahead and set it up, just so we can fight this one enemy up here. We don't actually need to get to the next bonfire right now, but we might as well. This enemy does not respawn, and we will be coming back here again later on. So having them cleared out does not hurt us. It's going to be helpful for later. Alright, so we got Stone Ring, Ring of Blades, let RTSR take down. And then we're just going to pick up this guy from up here. We'll go for a quick headshot and a quick poison. Stone Ring to help stagger. Easy. Poison will finish him. Okay. Now we'll just go get the next bonfire because why not? Though it is technically optional. We'll use that to warp back to the start of Eleum Loyce so we can go fight Aava. Alright, spells for Aava. All we really want is Sacred Oath. Could bring Dark Weapon as well, but it doesn't really matter. Who cares? Here we go. So speaking of Aava, Aava can be a pretty tricky fight the first time you fight her, but once you learn her timing, she's actually very easy. She has no quick attacks and she broadcasts everything she does. So this is actually going to be a very simple fight for us because we fought her before. We know the timings. There's really no surprises in this fight at all. As long as we don't get greedy, we'll have no trouble. First we set up Archisar. A note on buffs. We could use Dark Weapon for this fight, or we could just use a Fire Resin. It doesn't really matter. Dark Weapon is marginally stronger, and if you use Ring of Knowledge, it lasts marginally longer. Really doesn't make a difference. So I'm probably just going to use a Fire Resin because we have a lot of Fire Resins, and only 2 places left in the run where they're useful. And this being one of them. So I'll use a Fire Resin. You could use a Bright Book if you want. Not necessary. Also, Aava doesn't attack until you get a little closer, so you can buff up in the arena, no worries. Let's get a Fire Resin. Let's use Sacred Oath. And that will be good enough. So, plan for Aava, we're not going to lock on. Locking on can make your attacks with under her legs. And yeah, here we go. We're just kind of going to roll past her, and then attack her in the back leg. No greed. Could use Leo Ring for this for a bit more damage if you want. But it's not necessary. We're kind of just going to turn around from her, keep our camera on her. No greed, 1 poke, and run. Roll through behind her. Poke, retreat. Now, all our attacks have these weird delays, which can be very tricky when you're first learning the fight. But again, it means there's no surprises. Broadcast everything. Plenty of time to react to everything she does. As long as you know the timings, you'll be fine. That's the pack we'd like to see. We can finish this one pretty easily. GG. Very easy fight once you learn it. Very safe. And that's it. Aava is clear. Let's go talk to Alsanna, unfreeze Eleum Loyce, and then we'll be on to the next split. Okay. Get the bonfire. Talk to our friendly Shard of Menace. I think that's the lore. Lots of dialogue. Here we go. Moving on. Next split. Set up spells for that. And let's go. We're done here.